Got back from Milwaukee, and we're going to do convention recap, Logan.
Yeah,
or maybe we are going to do what is the craziest 10 days in politics I can remember in my life, certainly.
I mean, I pulled my kids aside. It was like, remember all of these moments, because this is wild.
I got back in Friday, and I was like, all right, give me a day. I got a day.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, as you all know now, Joe Biden, our president, who is not fit to run for office or carry on in office starting in January, remains our president, but has announced via X.
Yeah, of course. I love that it
he
came
has
out
not
on
been
X.
seen.
No.
Supposedly he was very angry, Logan. He was very upset by this. I wonder if he ever had COVID or if he got sick with something else that was even worse.
Yeah.
Some reason why we're not seeing him.
Yeah.
Especially at this point. Now, he'll give some major address, I'm assuming, when he's healthy enough.
His top advisors, who he's had since the 80s, saying, you have no path to win. So at this point, why not
because
leave?
The polls don't show that.
No. Saying, why not go out, in a positive way, step down. If Kamala wins, you have a great situation there. If she loses, you're not the one to lose.
He's endorsed Harris. The Clintons have endorsed Harris. Joe Manchin said he's not running. The Obamas are really the only
holdouts,
powerhouse kind of couple politically that didn't fully endorse Harris at all, right from the top. But I do think that they could come around to that. I just think again, there's state delegations already. Pointing out Harris. And so far, Logan, not a single person has announced yet that would be a serious challenge.
Yeah, and a big fundraising day for the Harris campaign.
They took it like 50 mil?
50 million in 24 hours, not bad. A good kickoff for even a website that wasn't even ready. I mean, that's what you learn is that so few people, a lot of people speculated the day before. We heard a lot of reports.
Right.
But the fact that we were told the campaigns were not told, that no one was told within minutes of it going
they did the
live.
classic thing. They had Clyburn out on TV in the morning saying, Joe Biden is going to be the nominee.
Yeah.
Joe Biden's going to be our nominee. We need to stop the circular firing squad. And then I saw Joe Clyburn last night on the evening shows and say, well, things changed and I respect Joe Biden.
Yeah, I think that's the new version of the story is he made a selfless decision to decide not to run.
I heard he was angry.
I mean, this 3 weeks of being bombarded, I mean, obviously a very hard decision to come to, one that clearly he had to work out some kind of deal.
He is the one who is responsible for it.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not responsible for it. I'm just saying I would feel that way if I was him. All of your friends have essentially turned on you, but not unjustifiably.
They haven't turned on you. They say, protect yourself, too. Like, don't keep embarrassing yourself.
Well, I think when they said they came to him and said, there's no path to victory. So what would you rather do? Lose? I still was surprised to see it. And what I was surprised to see, like you said, it came out on X. It came out not on letterhead, some weird signature that doesn't even look like his signature. Yeah. It was a very odd, the entire thing was odd. Like, you're right, we haven't heard from him yet. His brother came out and said he's not doing well physically. I truthfully believe, I'm a betting man, we have a couple weeks left of a Biden presidency.
Same here.
I think that you will have Kamala Harris as your 47th president because he will step down before. And a lot of Republicans are calling for that. I told you I was kind of mixed on it, whether I think that's a good idea or not, because what I think you're going to have the opportunity, and look, let's not put it past Democrats to how they can handle this, is then you give Kamala Harris a few months as president to run.
To be president.
No, yeah, to be president and to maybe stabilize things. And then what happens? Because are you going to have a situation where you get on that stage and there are a lot of people that are going to vote for her? Let's not go into this blind. I think there are some people going, we laugh it off. Now we're just she's essentially being sacrificed. It could be that way.
Yeah.
However, there is still a lot of people that will just see. So I told you, if they ran anyone under the age of 70, there are a lot of people that will go, okay, thank God. It's just we need someone new and fresh. I don't love that it's her, but I don't put it past them putting the right people around her to support her.
Again, we don't know how this is all going to come down. We don't know who the VP will be. We know she's raised a lot of money, and so has the Biden campaign, and that money goes right to her. So she also benefits from all of those fundraisers.
Yeah.
She was the only person who could benefit from all of those fundraisers because if you would pick someone else, and if you were out there saying, well, why didn't they pick this Democrat or that Democrat? One, they still have a chance to put their name in the hat at the convention. Yeah. This is not her nomination yet, though right now,
it feels like it.
Looking pretty good for her in the month leading up to the convention, unless she has a horrendous month. But here's the problem. They have the hundreds of millions of dollars of hard dollars that we call them in the bank. When you do that, if you were to both leave the race. So both Biden and Harris were out. All they could do with that money of hard dollars, which are very hard to raise because those are the ones that have the limits of like, what was it, $2,600, something like that per couple. So, I mean, per individual, so $5,200 per couple. That's a lot to get to $200 or $300 million.
Yeah.
And all you can do is, if you both drop out, is you have to give that money to a super PAC, which then it becomes soft dollars and the dark money stuff. You can't just give that to a different campaign unless you're Kamala Harris and already on that campaign. So she has inherited an unbelievable amount of hard dollars. Yeah. So now Democrats fundraisers can say, let's double down because we didn't want Joe Biden. A lot of his fundraising people were saying, don't ask me for money anymore. But they've got those people's money now.
They're back. And also,
you're right.
If she picks a good running mate, that could change the game also. She picks somebody.
Take on J.D. Vance. Now she doesn't have to debate J.D. Vance.
Right.
She gets the Trump debate.
Which is a very different thing.
Very different. Yeah. They're not fully prepared.
No. I mean,
it's not like she came out and did an event as a candidate.
They have just slowly started to get the social media handles changed.
Really? You said she just did a White House event, but that would be normal too if the president.
About that. The White House event was very much. She went out and spoke to NCAA athletes champions. Made a very generic speech.
The president was sick. That's what you would do as vice president.
Yeah, and it was fine. There was nothing really good or bad in it.
You didn't say there was some cackling?
There was some, you're national champions, which means you're champions of the national. Didn't say that.
Did she really do that?
She didn't say that, but it was similar.
I am honored to welcome all of you to the White House to celebrate the achievements of these great athletes. Every one of them is a national champion. A national champion. In America, tens of millions of people play a sport as a child. And the best of the best grow up to become national champions.
I mean, it does.
Why?
It does kind of feel.
But who wrote that? It said, you know what? Let's say the phrase, because that's what we're known for. Yeah. 3 different times when you could have said it once. Certainly, Kamala Harris came out big in the Biden administration, had a bad of her own coming out into the Washington scene, and so far has gotten kind of Logan moved to these smaller events. Yeah. Like the college champions, and not, at least visibly, not very involved with significant policy.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that she has been sort of the face of, honestly, is the abortion issue. She has been the person on tour talking about abortion.
She's completely unvetted and unqualified, whether it's on the environment, whether it's on shutting down all energy production, whether it's on abortion, whether it's on trying to raise the minimum wage to crazy levels that doesn't even consider businesses. She has no idea how an economy works. All she does is race to more legislation that would be more radical and more lefty. She's a radical for California, and we haven't even begun to talk about the border failures.